It's lunch break time. The room changes instantly. People who were serious, focused, even stressed a few minutes ago suddenly become different versions of themselves. Some become quiet. Some become loud. Some disappear into their phones like they entered another world. And the strange part is, nobody teaches this behavior. It just happens automatically. Let's imagine this as a world of sticky figures, each one sitting in a lunch break environment, but secretly playing different psychological roles. First, you'll notice something interesting. There are always two types of people during lunch breaks: the social switchers and the escape users. Social switchers suddenly start talking more than they did all morning. They don't even plan it. It just happens. Their brain finally feels safe enough to talk without pressure. But escape users? They instantly go into their own bubble. Phone, headphones, scrolling. Total mental shutdown from surroundings. Neither is right or wrong. It's just how human brains balance energy. Because during work hours, your brain is constantly monitoring behavior, performance, and attention. Lunch break removes that pressure, and your personality temporarily shifts. Your sticky figure brain literally changes posture depending on who you are around. Now here's something most people never notice. Conversations during lunch break are completely different from conversations during work. They are less structured, more random, and often more honest. Why? Because the brain relaxes its social filtering system. Normally, your mind filters what you say to avoid judgment, mistakes, or awkwardness. But during breaks, that filter weakens. That's why people suddenly talk about personal stories, weird opinions, or funny memories that would never come up during meetings. Lunch breaks are basically low-filter social zones. Now let's talk about something even more interesting. Have you noticed how seating positions during lunch are never random? People naturally choose places based on comfort, familiarity, or control. Some sit facing the room. They want awareness. Some sit in corners. They want safety. Some always sit next to the same person. They want predictability. This is not conscious. This is micro-territory behavior. Your brain likes positioning itself in environments where it feels socially safe. Even sticky figures in animation would naturally avoid empty center tables and stick closer to edges or known groups. Now here's a fun psychological twist. Why do people check their phones even when they're sitting with friends? It's not always boredom. It's attention-balancing behavior. The brain feels uncomfortable giving 100% attention to one thing for too long, especially in social settings. So it creates small breaks of digital distraction to reset comfort. But here's the catch. This reduces real connection without you noticing. So even when people are together, their attention is split into fragments. Sticky figure version. Everyone at the table is physically present, but mentally in different worlds. Now let's talk about silence during lunch breaks. Silence in groups feels awkward, right? But here's the psychology behind it. Humans are wired to interpret silence in social spaces as something missing. So the brain tries to fill it quickly, with jokes, questions, or random comments. That's why someone always says something like, "So what are you doing after work?" even when nothing was being discussed before. Silence triggers social repair mode. Now here's something surprising. Food actually changes social behavior more than we realize. When people eat together, they become slightly more cooperative, more open, and even more forgiving. This is because eating signals safety to the brain. And when the brain feels safe, social defenses lower. That's why serious office environments suddenly feel lighter during lunch, even without any real change in situation. Now let's zoom into another hidden behavior. Ever noticed how people subtly compare lunches? Not openly, but quietly. What someone is eating, how much they brought, how fast they finish. This is unconscious social comparison. Not jealousy exactly, just brain-level scanning for social positioning. Humans naturally evaluate each other even in casual environments without realizing it. Sticky figures would show tiny thought bubbles popping up like, "His food looks better. She eats so fast. I should have brought something else." All automatic. No intention needed. Now here's a mind trick happening all the time. The person who speaks least during lunch is often perceived as more focused, more serious, or more important. But in reality, silence has no direct link to personality. It's just perception bias. Our brain assumes less talking equals more thinking. So quiet people unintentionally gain a different social image without doing anything. Now let's talk about something really relatable. Why do lunch breaks feel different depending on who you sit with? Because your brain adjusts its social energy output. With close friends, you feel relaxed and expressive. With coworkers you don't know well, you become cautious and minimal. With senior people, you become controlled and polite. Your personality is not fixed, it's adaptive. Sticky figure brain literally changes costume depending on social setting. Now here's a final interesting observation. After lunch break ends, people don't instantly return to work mode. There is a short transition period. Some stare at screens. Some take a few seconds before speaking. Some scroll one last time. This is called reentry delay. Your brain doesn't switch modes instantly. It slowly reconnects to focus. That's why the first few minutes after lunch often feel mentally blurry. So what does all of this actually mean? Lunch break is not just eating time. It's a social psychological reset zone. A place where behavior changes, filters relax, identities shift, and hidden habits appear naturally without effort. And the most interesting part? Most of this happens without you ever noticing it. Your sticky figure brain is always adjusting, reacting, and adapting, even in the most normal moments of your day.